It's more confusing than Inception, harder than an erection. It's cooler than Andre 3000. Oh, let's get ready for Sweet Connection.
Hello and welcome to Sweet Connection. I'm your host, Kat. With me today is Jason Lewis.
Yo,
How you
hello.
doing, Jason?
All right, yeah. You all right?
Yeah, I'm right. You right?
All right, yeah, you all right?
Yeah, I'm right. You right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Oh, good.
How
You just touched my feet.
Did I? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I'm sprawled out.
That's embarrassing, isn't it?
At least it weren't my cock.
I don't think that your cock would be quite that low to the ground.
That's a bit rude. We are sat on the floor, I mean.
I think it's fair to say if your cock was long enough to fall down to the ground, you wouldn't be spending your time here, would you? You'd be jetting off being a male performer in the adult industry.
Oh, I would, but I got stage fright.
You just take pills for that, can't you? You just take Viagra and then go and be a porn star. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like every job.
To be honest with you, I've never looked into it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure like every job, being a male performer in the porn industry is probably not as good as it looks.
Yeah.
You know, or would appear to be, because it literally is your job. And obviously, if things are your job, it becomes less interesting.
Yeah. And there's loads of people watching you.
There's like 30 people in the room, and you're under like the hot lights as well, so you're sweating your bollocks off, literally.
And you're trying not to jizz early. Imagine that. You get all set to film and you're done under like 14 seconds. Like, what can we get out of that, guys?
Let's make it into a TikTok.
Are you a TikTok fan?
I don't mind TikTok. I mean, I didn't mind Vine. I don't understand.
I loved Vine.
I don't understand TikTok though. Like, is there a time limit? Because I thought it was like 14 seconds, but
It's a minute.
it's a minute.
I'm pretty sure it's a minute. I'm new to TikTok. I was always anti-TikTok
Are you
because I
on
was so
TikTok?
pro-Vine.
Are you on TikTok?
I'm on TikTok. I haven't done any videos.
No, there was no crossover between TikTok and Vine. TikTok
Yeah,
was...
of course there was. There was massive ones where
Vine,
people were like,
no, Vine,
not good enough.
Vine went dead in like 2017.
Yeah, but
There was no crossover between...
No, but TikTok was obviously only made to be like the new Vine.
Yeah,
But
I
shit.
know, but there was a massive gap between one dying and TikTok ruling. Wasn't TikTok banned in China?
Yeah, probably.
Why? Of all the things to ban.
Could have banned hentai porn. I think that was Japan, actually. That is Japan.
That is Japan.
Yeah, fuck.
Take that back. We're sorry, Japan and China.
Yeah.
But anyway, what have you been up to the past couple of weeks? 'Cause obviously, we've had New Year's and stuff. How did you spend your New Year?
I was asleep by about 9:30, 10, maybe.
So you didn't even see the New Year?
Nah, what's the point?
I mean, yeah.
Doom and gloom like the rest of them.
This is the worst New Year's ever, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I've never been a big New Year's celebrator.
I've always...
I know you have, but you celebrate fucking Thursdays.
Made
Oh, it's Thursday.
it again,
Let's have a
folks.
pint. Yeah.
Made it again, folks.
New Year's was just another year closer to death.
And certainly the way this year's going, very close indeed, possibly. So yeah, I just...
Let's hope.
I mean, like, so Laura was working a night shift, so I just
Bloody
stayed
hell.
in, got a crate of beer for myself, and just cracked on, really.
You watched Babe Station,
Celebrated,
didn't you?
but I do not watch Babe Station. I haven't watched Babe Station in months. All right, so...
Since you're unemployed.
yeah.
What's it like during the daytime? Do you still see any baps?
I haven't actually watched Babe Station, Jason. I don't know. From memory, when I was younger, during the day they did wear clothes. Always like about like sort of 9 o'clock when it would switch over to softcore.
Tits, 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 tits.
Yeah. The old 10-minute free view.
You know a bit too much.
They were the days. Oh, don't pretend like you didn't watch the 10-minute free view.
When I used to stay at my dad's, he didn't have the internet. So
What year
I
was
had
this?
to make do amend. Like,
Yeah, but I don't
not-
think
not
I was
like the
watching...
internet, you know.
Yeah, but I don't think I was really watching it when I had the internet. Because why the fuck would you watch
Exactly.
10 minutes? You know, you have to be there at 9 o'clock on the dot.
So
and you only get 10 minutes. You
I
have, to,
think I remember.
you have to crack one out in under 10 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, that was the days. When my dad had I think it was like a month of no internet. I don't know why. I can't remember. There were some tough times. Bit too much information there.
And of course, before that, you just had to find a magazine in the woods, didn't you? That was
Or like your older
way
brothers.
before. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to live in that era. I'm glad I live in the era where you can get
Porn on tap.
anything you've dreamed about. There is a porn version of it.
My God.
I love it. There's probably a porn version of this show.
Probably not. We're not that
show.
popular.
Well, we did get 80,000 downloads on our last episode.
Did we?
So,
80?
80, yeah.
Last time we spoke about it, we got like 30.
No, we were getting 50 for ages. Yeah, but other than New Year's, what else have you been up to the past couple of weeks?
Nothing.
No?
Just staying at home, saving lives. You know, all that I can.
So you're still
do.
going to work and stuff, are you?
Yeah, that's still happening. They haven't furloughed me yet. Still going to work. You still going to work?
I've
been sacked yet.
I haven't been sacked.
Oh, yeah.
It's going very well, actually.
That's a shock.
I haven't been sacked from any job.
Wow.
Have you been sacked from a job before?
No.
No, it's not, you know.
Oh, fuck.
What happened there?
I just spilled tea on my white t-shirt.
How does it taste with only one sugar?
I feel the weight falling off me.
You said to me this year you want me to train you up to be a lean, mean fighting machine.
Yeah, and it's been 11 days and I haven't seen any work, so I don't know what you're playing at, to be honest.
All right, I'm happy to give you some tips and stuff.
Not today. I've got a lot on.
So what is your ideal physique? Do you want to be like lean and athletic? I mean, if you're playing football,
I want to be a lean, mean grilling machine.
But actually, do you want to be?
I think
toned,
I want to be,
or do you want to just kind of lose the dad gut?
A bit of both. I think I want to wear like 30 or 32 trousers. What size trousers do you wear?
Anywhere between 36 and 38.
Yeah,
my wedding trousers.
Your hench, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have a hench gut. Like, my wedding trousers was 38, and I was like, okay, but most of my jeans and stuff are 36.
See, I'm a 36, but brackets really should be a 38, but wear 36.
Okay, so we're probably
and that's just lard. So I think I want to fit into like 30, 32 trousers. Because I've got like 4 or 5 suits in vacuum sealed bags that are like 32 waist.
What were you saying just before we started recording about you burst your suit?
So we were talking last time away from the show about how it always takes one. When you look at people's success stories when they lose weight, there's always like a defining moment where they go.
I said that. Don't say we said that. I was telling you.
Oh, do you know what?
There is a defining.
Sweet connection telling you to go and fuck yourself.
Whatever. I'm just telling you that when people want to lose weight, the motivation is more important than whatever they're doing. Because if you are motivated enough to do something, you will get there. It may take a bit longer if it's not a particularly good plan you're following. And most of the motivation happens from one particularly bad experience, like you can't fit the seatbelt around you in the car, or you get stuck in a door or something. And your bad experience was bursting out of your suit like the Hulk.
So, luckily, it was after work, and I was at home.
I was going to say, you weren't with clients.
No, if it was with clients, I don't think I'd be here today.
You just go to shake your hand, and just like your arm pops out of your suit.
Yeah, no. So I bent over to pick Arthur up, and my suit trousers ripped up my bum.
I get through a lot of jeans and stuff, and pants and stuff. I've had that happen to me.
But this was my fat man suit. This was the suit I bought because I knew I put on too much weight.
Oh, okay. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. So that's the problem we have. I now have no suits.
Do you have any suits?
Well, I've got a few, but they're very tight because I'm fat.
Have you kept the old suits that you had? Because you realise if you lose weight, then
I've got
and you've thrown away.
I've got every suit I pretty much own that hasn't ripped in like a vacuum sealed bag because they don't fit me anymore.
I wonder if any of your suits would fit me.
Obviously, I don't know because you're like 5'4" and I'm 6'1".
Okay, obviously the
trousers.
you
look like a kid wearing his dad's suit to try and buy alcohol.
Sorry,
you look like Will McKenzie of the In-Betweeners.
I'll have like the smart hat on and be like, "Hello, good sir. I'd like to purchase some of your finest alcoholic beverages."
I just moved into the area and I'm throwing a party with some other adults.
Surely the suit jacket would fit me because we're about the
I
same.
don't know because your arms are fucking massive.
Yeah, it's a good point to be fair, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly the trousers, they'd just be like flopping off the end of my legs.
They'll be up to your tits and then you'll be flapping around over your shoes because you're so little.
I'm not that little, am I? I just happen to surround myself with very tall people.
You're 5'5".
My new boss.
On a good day.
My new boss, 6'9".
Wow. Does he pat you on the top of the head?
He could. He just picks me up and puts me on a shelf.
Give you a little rub on the head.
Which means that he is a full 2 feet taller than Laura.
2.5 feet taller than you.
Fuck off, he's a foot taller than me.
Oh, you are not 5'9".
I literally am.
You're not.
I'm not 5'4", though, am I?
You're 5'6" at most.
I am not 5'6". Fuck, you know. Oh.
You're not 5'9".
I literally am.
If you're 5'9", then my penis really is touching the floor.
Whatever.
I'm having another Snickers.
That's fine, you can have some
I don't
Snickers.
care. Fuck you all.
Well, see, I actually like the bounties. They're fucking lob one at me. Gee, what a catch, though.
That was pretty good to me, man.
Good catch. Ow, I really stung my nipple.
That was a left-handed throw.
Why did you throw a bounty at my nipple? A question for the ages. I like the bounties. I know that everyone, when they get a box of Celebration chocolates, everyone jokes that they leave the bounties for last. I think the bounties are the best.
Arthur likes bounties.
I think they're very smooth.
Arthur likes bounties,
He's got a
so
good palate.
I sent him off for a DNA test.
From the Jeremy Kyle show. You are not the father.
Because you don't like... Because you already... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, that throw for that bounty was my left hand, and that's probably further than you can throw with your right hand, isn't it?
Possibly. It all depends what we're throwing.
Yeah.
If it's a stone, not very far.
Every time in my line of work, we used descriptions like a stone's throw away from the beach, a stone's throw away from local shops. And I always sit there now and I think, not for Ben.
About 10 stones throws for him.
I might do that in a house. Next one, just a stone's throw away from the town centre, brackets, 15 stone throws for Ben. People read it, what the fuck?
The reference only one person would get. In fact, actually, like, it was a couple of shows ago, and I was talking about Laura being like good little wife when she
Pat her on the bum.
Pat her on the bum or something like that. And then the other day, she did something for me. She was like, oh, is that what a good little wife would do? And sort of laughed. And I was just like, what?
Yeah.
And she was just like, is that what a good little wife would do? And I'm just like, and she's like sort of smiling. And I'm just like, how was that funny? And she was just like, that was from the show. I was like, that was a thing that I referenced. So I didn't understand a reference from my own show.
Wow.
And I was just like, I'm so confused.
The scary thing is that Laura still listens. I guess we better edit out all the shit we just said about her a minute ago.
She's our most avid listener. But, that's good. So, do you want to hear more talk about my lobster potting?
Yeah, go on then.
Oh, okay.
After that, are we going to talk about what I tagged you in on Facebook?
I mean, yeah, we can. All right. So what did you tag me on Facebook?
So how long ago did you get lobster potting? You went lobster potting like
4 weeks.
4 weeks ago,
yeah.
and someone on Facebook last week put on there saying lobster pot just washed up on this part of the beach.
Because I put my pot out the first time, came back the following day, and it was gone.
Yeah. So I thought it might have been yours, and then I commented, I tagged you in it, and you replied,
I'd already ordered another one.
Fucking hell.
Now, in my defence, I ordered that lobster pot off Amazon when I was a little bit drunk.
Right, and probably pissed off that it didn't work.
No, I waited a good 3 weeks before I ordered a new one.
Right.
I was just like, oh, this is it. I can't be dealing with this.
You just couldn't let go, could you?
And then I was on Amazon. I was a little bit tipsy after, 17 beers. And I was just like...
Full.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it, I'll see this. And I have had infinitely more success with this one.
Yeah?
Right?
Okay.
Now, my mistake last time is that I just put some, weights in the thing, hoping that would stop it from moving. But obviously, that's not a good idea. So I found a bit down the beach where I can literally tie it to one of the, sea defense barriers things. Right. So literally...
So some way out?
Isn't that far out. You would actually place the pot there at a low tide, where it's not submerged, and then as the tide comes in, it is submerged, and all the crabs and lobster and fish come out. So I found a place, I tied it to it with ropes. I was like, okay, this literally cannot go anywhere, and it was fine, all right? I came back the following morning, and I had caught a fish.
Oh.
Okay.
Not a lobster.
Not a lobster.
Or crab.
I'd gone lobster potting and accidentally appeared to have gone fishing and caught a fish. Now, I assumed this fish was dead. And so I went to pick it up because I was like, okay, I'll use this as bait because really that's better bait for catching crab and lobsters because they eat rotting fish. I just use some bacon or something, which apparently the fish loved bacon.
Yeah.
So I went to grab the fish, and bear in mind this fish has been out of the water for God knows how long. I assumed it was dead because it wasn't moving. I picked it up, and suddenly it starts fucking thrashing about, and I didn't have any gloves on. Every time I went to grab this fish, it literally like squirmed out of my hand like a bar of soap. It was actually like quite comical. I could not get this fish in my hand long enough to like cut it open with a knife. Eventually, I managed to like pin it up against something and just slice it in
you
half.
killed the fish?
I actually used it as bait.
Did he give you a look in the eye?
This wasn't a particularly...
Please don't kill me.
I've got a family. I can bring him here. I'll kill them too, you cunt. Yeah, but it
I wonder what that poster with a fish on the wall was.
It wasn't a particularly pretty fish. It was more like it was quite elongated and brown. It wasn't like a nice pretty fish. It wasn't an eel. It was definitely a fish, but it was like quite like snake-like, probably about 7-8 inches long. So I was like, okay, so I cut it in half, put it in the pot, and then I came back the following night, and it was very cold the past few weeks, and it was like -1 when I was obviously in the pitch black when I was going down. The beach is fucking, as I said before, it's creepy at night.
It's weird, isn't it?
And it's weird because it was so cold that the sand had almost frozen in place. It was almost like walking through snow.
Yeah,
because the sand was very compact and very compact and very hard.
Yeah.
Really strange walking through that. And obviously it was fucking freezing. I look very suspect because I'm going down there in my gym gear. So like a hoodie, tracksuit. So I've got a bag, I've got a penknife, I've got a torch in my mouth. And
a body over your shoulder.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, I really hope no one sees me. I wouldn't trust me. And so I went down there and I went to have a look in the pot and I was like, oh fuck, I haven't caught anything. But right in the corner was this crab. But it was like a tiny baby crab.
Oh.
And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to eat this crab. So I brought like a bucket with a lid. I put a bit of seawater in that. Threw the crab in there. I'm going to boil some water when I get home.
Oh my god. Throw
the crab in and eat it.
Did you know how to... Okay, carry on.
And then I got home. I showed Laura the crab and she was just like, that is actually fucking tiny. How are you going to get any meat off that? And I was like, no, I've caught this crab. Right? I'm going to eat this crab. I then boiled the water. I then went to go look at the crab and was just like, this is a really small crab. There's nothing to eat on this crab. It's that small, and it was just like sitting there in this box in seawater and a bit of sand, just like looking up at me, just like, please, sir, don't kill me.
You felt sorry for the crab. You didn't feel sorry for the fish that you fucking just dissected 2 days earlier.
No,
in cold blood.
No, so I was just like, okay, I don't think I can eat this crab.
You should have done what like the Simpsons done with the lobster and just kept him in like a paddling pool and feed him.
Here's the thing.
Oh no, of course. Here we go.
As soon as I had decided that I'm not going to eat the crab, I was just like, well, it can't stay here. So I'd planned to go visit the pot in the next couple of days to have a look at it, and I was just like, well, the crab's going to have to live with me for the next couple of days.
Yeah, it was on your bedside table, wasn't it?
No, it was still outside in the container with the seawater, but obviously it's been very cold. I half expected to like have a look at it and just be frozen in the seawater. It wasn't, because I think seawater is harder to freeze seawater, isn't it?
Yeah, the salt.
The salt stops it from doing that.
Otherwise, the sea would freeze over.
Very true. So then I was like, well, actually, I should probably feed it something. So I went into the fridge, got a little bit of bacon, threw the bacon in the thing. And obviously I had to like sort of check up on him once a day to make sure he was alive. But he ended up staying with us for 2 days.
What was his name?
I think I called him Mr. Krabs in the end.
Wow.
And basically, after you name it, you definitely can't eat it. So I'd become attached to this. And I was saying to Laura, right, on Saturday, we'll go walk the dog down the beach. I'll take Mr. Krabs with us and I'll release him into the wild. Now, we went... So
you cried, didn't you?
So I basically ended up adopting this fucking crab because literally I gave it food and lodging. And then we went down the beach, but we went down the beach during the day, and obviously there were like lots of people about. And I was just like sort of carrying this like orange container with the crab in. And I was just thinking, look, I don't want to look like a fucking nutcase here. And just like...
Too late, mate.
Tip the... So I went to check on the pot, and there were people like sort of milling about. And I was just like, right, I'm going to have to be real casual about like how I just empty this container. So I just like casually just like tipped it out. And
gave him a little kiss.
Sort of tipping water. The crab fell out and scuttled away. And I was like, I freed you. You know, like the ending of the film Free Willy, where they get the killer whale like into the ocean. It was basically like that.
What would have been funny is if you dropped him out of the box and he fell like back first on a rock and died, then you'd be like, oh shit, my love.
Or just like a seagull just comes by and like eats it. So I did briefly have another pet for a couple of weeks that I sort of
You
adopted.
really are such a
So
sweet and innocent soul.
I'm gonna have to see what happens.
You tried to be dark and mysterious by eating a live animal.
I wasn't gonna be alive, was it? It was gonna be dead when I was gonna eat it.
You were trying to be dark and mysterious by catching and killing an animal, and really you couldn't handle it. You fed it, watered it, bathed it, made love to it, and released it to the wild 2 days later. You're an incredible soul.
Except for that fish. Fuck that fish.
Yeah, fuck that fish. I reckon if you'd have brought that fish back, that'd have been living in your pond by now.
I did consider, can crabs live in ponds?
I knew you did.
I was
Could
I just leave this crab? But then I was worried that the crab would, obviously there isn't anything to eat it in there. It would grow massive and be like a super predator of the pond.
And then
one day...
So one evening you just hear
It's like, wait a sec, that's the back door.
remember me? And then he chucks you in boiling water.
And it's the size of Bobby. And I was like, oh, fuck. But I wonder whether that fish's family is sitting around there.
They've got missing posters up. Have you seen this fish?
Yeah, or they're just sitting having their tea, and the mum's sort of laid a place for the dad, and the kid fish are just sitting there,
when's Daddy coming home?
Back? Oh, soon. I'm sure he'll be back soon.
Your imagination is you're like a child. Do you know that?
And then cuts husband fish sliced up in my bait net, being eaten by a crab. It's there are no happy endings.
So is the pot still out there?
Yeah, still out there.
When was the last time you checked on it?
Saturday. So I'll probably check on it tomorrow. But you have to do it at low tide to make that the tide.
So what happens if something caught in there 3 days ago? By the time you get to it, it'll be dead, won't it? Or was it still underwater and still surviving?
Well, Saturday, so it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, so you go there.
There is bait in there.
So keep them alive for a little bit.
Yeah, but also, a crab isn't going to starve to death after 3 days. I don't know
Is it
how
still
much
underwater, though?
If it's high tide, it'll be underwater. If it's low tide, it will not be underwater.
Yeah.
But the tides are all messed up. So, low tide is at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm not going to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go check on this fucking thing. I'm going to have to wait until... The thing is, when I went to check on it the other day, on Saturday, there wasn't anything in it. So, I was like, well, to be fair, unlikely that I'll catch it. So, I'll give it a few more tries. But...
I really hope you catch a lobster.
Yeah, I do.
I want to eat one.
I will invite you round and we will feast on the lobster.
Probably both of us not like it.
Be like, why did I do this? Okay, and obviously the major story the past couple of weeks is what's happening in America.
Oh, yes.
With
news.
The news segment.
Don't.
The Trump supporters storming the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I think they should all die.
Pretty hardline stance, but yeah. Go on.
Well,
expand your thinking.
I just think it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's absolutely ridiculous. There's a big case of people just being brainwashed. And again, it comes to that conversation we had when Trump lost the election.
Yeah, but they would say that you're brainwashed. Whoa.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Well,
that's what happens.
But when we were talking about it, and how many votes did Trump get in the end?
75 million.
And we were just sort of saying, probably about 76 million of them are normal people. It's just interesting to see how they act and how fucking stupid they are.
There are different sections to the Trump fan base, right?
Yeah.
Now, the vast majority of these 75 million people, they are going to be people who have just always voted for that party.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily like him. They have voted Republican all their lives. They're probably in a deeply red state where all their neighbours and stuff vote. So they don't really have much choice because if you voted for the one party for 20 years, even if the devil himself goes for that party.
But there's still normal, as you said, there's still normal people that voted for him. So it'd be nice to find out why.
Again, and to be fair, Joe Biden is not a particularly great alternative. I didn't really want him to get the candidacy. He is pretty middle of the road. He's sort of like a boring middle of the road guy. He didn't really have...
Yeah, but he's Obama's best friend.
Yeah.
But the storming the Capitol, it's that's like if we done it over here, like the House of Lords, isn't it? Like
Houses of Parliament.
Thank you.
But also, I find it weird how also allegedly one of the most tightly secured buildings, and the police there's footage of the police just lining up and just letting them go in.
Well, there's one. I saw one video clip.
Isn't that your job to stop these people from coming in?
Well, when there was a Black Lives Matter protest, they had 1,000 armed men on the steps, not landing on the steps. And then there was this video the other day I saw, And they were literally standing there whilst people were walking past, and someone said to someone, what's going on? And then the policeman said, well, they're not allowed in here. And then they're like, well, why do you think stop them? And he says, well, we can't. And they literally just stood there watching people walk past them.
I know. It's like, that would definitely not happen if they were black or minority.
No, 100%. They'd be shot.
They'd have been machine gunned to death.
Yeah. One funny video I did see was from today, where it was someone who broke into the Capitol, tried to catch a flight today. I don't know if you've seen this video.
No.
And he's rejected because everyone who stormed into the Capitol that they've like got on CCTV or whatever, or they've identified, are now being classed as terrorists.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
And they're not allowed to fly. They're being investigated and not allowed to fly on a plane.
No shit.
And one of the people did try and go on a plane today and was refused entry, and he was like storming off, screaming and crying, like, this is what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to take away my America. They're calling me a terrorist. I'm not a terrorist.
Like, well, you did break into the seat of democracy to complain about a vote that you lost fairly, saying it was rigged with no... I think the Trump campaign has lost like 60 plus court cases. They have supplied no actual evidence of any massive wrongdoing.
So when Trump leaves the White House, he's going to be $400 million in debt.
Well, yeah, because he's broke. He's flat broke.
Yeah, and there's like investigations.
That's if he leaves.
He's probably going to be in jail.
He might be impeached again because you know that they would.
But it's 9 days he's got left.
Yeah, but they can still impeach him after he's left.
Yeah,
but it's probably too short a time to impeach him in the week or so before he leaves. However, they can wait until after Joe Biden comes, and then they can do more investigations.
Yeah,
and if they impeach him again, then he won't be able to run for office again, which I think will be fucking hilarious.
I think they will do that.
So that is what I think is going to happen.
There's very high odds that he will die of a heart attack, won't he, before the end of the year. And it'll be like conspiracy theories, is he actually dead and all that sort of stuff.
Because he had a big falling out with his vice president, Michael Pence.
Yeah, and he banned his chief of staff, or his highest aides, from entering the White House. So Pence's chief of staff was outside, not allowed into the...
But then Pence, if he wanted to, there's this thing called the 25th Amendment.
Yeah.
Where basically, if the president is a fucking nutcase, if you get over half of his staff or something to vote, then they can literally take him out of office. And Mike Pence has the power to put that out there. Yeah. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be the quickest way to get rid of him.
Yeah. It's just all very odd, isn't it?
And then he was banned on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Finally.
Permanently as well now.
Is that a good thing, though? Because, although obviously he uses that platform to, spew his bile, is it good that we can all see it? Is it more dangerous? Because he'll find some other
he'll set off a nuke or something now, won't he?
No. He'll find some other platform. All of these far-right people, they all have their own message boards and stuff. He'll find his own platform.
Maybe he'll set up an OnlyFans. That's how he'll make his money back.
Donald Trump on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I like it.
$1,000 a month.
So is it better that at least we can see what he's saying? Is it more dangerous when he's saying it to all of these highly agitated people?
He's just fueling, isn't he? The fucking brainwashed maniacs, his family.
Yeah. Is it better to have Trump in plain view spewing his nonsense, or is it more dangerous to ban him from the mainstream and then he just spits his bile in these far-right message boards?
Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? I think as soon as January the 20th hits, it's not going to be all fine. It's going to get worse.
Is this year going to be worse than last year, do you reckon?
I don't know. It's shaping up that way, isn't it? Really shaping up that way.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we're going to end the show. Always end the show on a high.
Hopefully we come back.
I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you for the 80,000 downloads. Woo! So, thank you all for watching. Stay safe, wear a mask, and we will catch you next time.
Ciao.
So, Jason, where can you get more Sweet Connection in your life?
Well, Ben, we are on Facebook at Sweet Connection Podcast, and we're also on Twitter at SweetC_podcast. So you can give us a like or a follow.
And you can also find us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and Podbean. So if you enjoyed the show, you can give us a rating or a review or recommend to a friend.
And if you wanted to email in a topic or a question or just say hi, it's thesweetconnection@outlook.com.
And if you like this show, you should definitely check out all the other amazing podcasts on the No Please Don't Network. Visit at www.nopleasedon'tpodcast.com. Massive thanks to CIPP and Carlyle Laurent for all of our jingles. Thank you for listening and catch you next time.
Sweet connection.